Yo, we are back, yo. The band is back, y'all. The band is back. Welcome to the Uninvited podcast, where we talk about things that'll get you uninvited to your next dinner party, yo. Like, I haven't said this in a minute. We haven't been here in a minute, but listen.
That's true.
Whoever's watching, right? Subscribe, you know the deal, right? Subscribe helps the channel. Participate in this conversation. It helps us. So we got our usual suspects, like the original gangsters up in the building, right? We got me, man, Matt. We got Ansy in the building.
Right.
We got my man Dwayne in the building.
Welcome back,
fellas.
folks.
Welcome back, man. It's been too long. I miss y'all. Right? No violence played. You know, everybody have lives, COVID, a whole bunch of things happen. But like, listen, we back in the building. What's up, man? What's happening? What's going on with
all
everybody?
Types of stuff.
Yo, Dwayne came in with some whole crazy.
Yeah, I want to hear what Dwayne got to say.
And now the cameras are rolling, brother.
All right.
I want to hear that all.
So
all that stuff you was on.
I don't know if y'all know this, but the mask mandates are starting to relax across the country.
Yeah, we
in the blue
out.
states, because the red states was always. Yeah, I don't think they ever warm, but I was in BJ's today. And I was looking around and I was seeing all these people without masks on. And let me tell y'all something. All of you inconsiderate people walking around without masks, making believe COVID doesn't exist in BJ's. Thank you. Welcome back. It's good to see your face. So it was it was great, man. I had a really great time. I was taking big, long, what was it? Just obnoxious breaths through Costco. I was like,
so you're that guy. You're that guy.
Yeah, I was that guy. I was taking obnoxious. I was licking people on the side of their face. I almost kissed somebody. I was like, look at all this.
I don't know.
breath.
Something about big and long and BJ's just doesn't sound right.
No, big long BJs are actually pretty cool. If you can get a big long BJ, that's awesome.
What the hell is a big long?
Don't worry about it.
Long as far as duration. I don't know what long is.
Obviously, you don't know about those things. So.
No, I have no idea.
Oh my gosh.
But Dwayne came with some whole other.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to be good for this entire podcast. Like, usually I try my hardest to be the buttress of, like, just stability.
Really?
So
that was you trying?
So you're the stable one. You
Try to be stable.
So no one's stable except for Dwayne.
No. Hey, let's run with that.
He's the stable one in this group.
Okay, all right, no problem.
Nice, man.
I try to be stable, and then
Hey, that's good to know.
yeah, I'm stability.
Well, hey, listen,
So what's up?
let's be positive. The virus thing is going down. And we are in a position where most states are getting rid of the mask mandates, like Dwayne brought up. Here's the issue, though. I'm going to be honest. I'm all for the caring of your fellow man, but I haven't worn a mask legitimately since November.
And you're that guy too, huh?
No, but here's why.
Okay.
I'm going to be very honest with you. I didn't want to get COVID. I didn't want to spread COVID. But after getting the vaccine, then getting the second vaccine, then getting the booster, I don't want to curse, but I was like, fuck that mask bullshit. Okay.
What now?
No.
You?
I was there. I just didn't tell anybody that because I didn't want to offend
I was there from the
anybody.
beginning.
No.
You.
I was already there. So what happened was I just stopped wearing masks.
So you joined the
Except
evangelicals.
no. No, the evangelicals died with COVID. That's very, there was no compromise there. What's his name? That guy from TBN? Where Daystar, yeah. He went.
Oh,
He was like a real prominent.
Marcus Lamb.
Yeah, he was like one of the.
oh, he passed away.
He passed away from COVID after going the whole time talking about
Yeah.
not
Oh,
taking
right.
the
I did hear about that.
vaccine.
Did hear
So
about that.
let's not kid ourselves. There are people who die from COVID. COVID is real. It's dangerous, and it needs to be. You need to protect yourself from it. But so is the flu. And so is a lot of things. I don't want to sound like Dwayne because
Wait, hold up.
Stop.
I said this shit like
No,
2 years ago.
I knew this was gonna happen. I knew.
Didn't I say this
What did
2
I tell
years
you was
ago?
gonna happen?
I said this 2 years ago.
Wait.
Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
Wait.
Sorry. Go ahead. Man. Go ahead.
Okay. However, after getting the third shot or whatever it was, which again, we all got to get vaccines to go to school. We all got to get vaccines to live in this civilization that we have here in America, the freedom civilization. But at that point, The only reason I got the vaccines was not to wear a mask.
Right.
So then I got the vaccines. I had to wear a mask. I felt kind of cheated, so I just kind of stopped wearing the mask. Now, when I'm going to medical facilities, or if it was a place where it was mandated, like in terms of going like the corner store, going to the church.
Yeah, I think if it's a place where it's like real crowded,
yeah,
you might want to be a little.
And you got to use wisdom and balance it.
Yeah.
But I wasn't one of these dudes wearing a mask in the car. That's kind of crazy.
Yeah,
I mean, yeah, that's OD.
My whole thing was, listen, if the place where I was going was really into the mask mandate, I wasn't going to be a jerk and go in there without it.
Exactly.
I'm not going to be a jerk. I'm like,
one of those shoes.
Yeah, man, go ahead, man.
I totally agree with Dwayne.
Yeah, I'm not going to do that. But you know, if you see me kind of walking down the street and you're mad at me because I don't have a mask on in the middle of the day,
outside,
and I'm outside, F your mask. I don't care. No, we're not doing that. But I don't care. I don't care. If you're like only people I kind of understood. I was like, listen, if you're elderly, or if you have some sort of underlying condition, then absolutely, I will protect myself for you. But if you are one of these 20-year-old kale eating bastards saying, "We're not wearing a mask," and they do it, and I think it's not even because they wanted you to be safe.
No,
it was more like a sense of like sadism,
power trips.
It was sadism. Like they want people. They like seeing people get like reprimanded for not having a mask. So they're like. They're like, oh, this person's not wearing a mask. There were whole tweets at my job from the public saying, oh, this bus driver, this train operator didn't wear a mask. I'm like, those are sadists. They didn't, they want to see people get messed up about it. Those are like those people in school that we hate. Like it's like, oh, I saw this person do this.
You mean the hall monitors?
Yeah, the hall monitors, a bunch of hall monitors. Where's your hall pass? So it's that's where it's at. No, but I'm glad it's going down. I'm totally glad.
I mean, I think we do have to balance it. Like, we cannot just say, okay, it was a hoax. It wasn't a hoax. Hundreds of people died, and there was
hundreds of thousands,
and hundreds of thousands of people died, millions of people around the world. So the mask did help a certain extent, as far as I believe. The vaccines helped tremendously because Omicron is a lot less deadly than the Delta and whatever it was before. But we cannot wear masks for the rest of our lives. And that's where the trade-off is there's got to be a point. And I believe we're at that point now, so I'm okay with it. Let's say you, Matt. I know Matt was very cautious about it, like he should have been, but let's say you.
I think that people, CDC and all those other organizations, they will say things and flip the science to manipulate all the information to do what they want to do. So they want to take away or do away with the mask mandates. Obviously, there's something behind it. I'm not trying to be conspiracy theorist or nothing, but you notice the science always changes whenever they want to do something. So like, there was a study saying that, well, the staying at home didn't do anything. They were trying to say that, well, being in quarantine didn't make a difference. Well, obviously it did. Even if the flu numbers went down last year, something happened, and what was that? It was people barely going out. It was people wearing masks, people washing their hands, doing things that they should be doing, but now that since they want to take away the mandate, they're gonna flip that information around to make it fit what they're trying to do.
All right, why
and if you backtrack that, you'll see that they're saying one thing in one area, and then they'll say something totally different.
Why do you think they want people to get rid of the mask now?
Oh, I have something to say about that.
Nobody.
Why do you think so?
I don't think that any political administration wants to be held responsible for a bad economy. Mm-hmm. And that seems to be the name of the game for any administration.
Okay.
So that plays a big part. The economy plays a big part. So then
all those jobs that fired those people for not wearing a mask, should rehire them then?
Yeah,
absolutely.
Totally.
See, what was happening was, and maybe about a month ago, I wish we did a podcast before then, because about a month ago or 2 months ago, I said, and I heard a bunch of people saying that this mandate is going to go away by the State of the Union address. By March, I believe it was the 1st or the 3rd, whenever that State of the Union address was, that mask mandate's going to go away. Why? Because Biden's numbers were horrible. And also we also tanked the economy, which is what people were saying from the beginning, but they so stoked the fear that people weren't trying to hear it. It's like, oh, we can get the economy back, or we need to worry about COVID right now. But if we remember, the original point of COVID was, or what we were talking about with COVID was, when Fauci came out, he was like, well, listen, you don't have to wear a mask. Don't leave that to the people, the nurses and all this stuff. And then all of a sudden it exploded to where everybody had to wear a mask. And then all of this, it became like a difference with it became classism. Like, you either are the ones that want to wear the mask, or you're like a Nazi and you don't want to wear a mask.
Yeah, of course.
And I think the world became the ugliest place to be. Like, it became really ugly out here, and it's going to be one of those things that's remembered forever, because there are family members that I wasn't speaking to. There were family members who weren't speaking to me. Oh yeah, over masks, over COVID, over of course Trump, but over COVID, over all of these things. But with the whole Trump Biden thing, it was horrible. It was bad. Like, people weren't speaking to each other. There's probably relationships that still aren't healed now, but now all of a sudden, now that the mask mandate is going away, now that we've gotten to some sort of normalcy, it's like we almost kind of forget what happened in the last 2 years, and it was really bad. So I don't know if it necessarily will get any better.
In summary, because Biden needed his numbers to go up, or some sort of positive spin on whatever space we're in right now, we went ahead and just got rid of masks, so that way by State of the Union address, even if he has nothing else positive to say, you can say, well, we beat COVID. As of right now, we don't have to wear masks.
Nah, well, that administration is, man.
It's rough right now.
Yeah, man.
And it's not even, but honestly, watch this. This is the part that's funny. And I'm convinced in all my years now, and I've come to this conclusion. It really doesn't actually matter what they're doing. It has nothing to do with what they're doing. It's the perception. Because if you look at administrations, and if you study history, you look at Franklin D. Roosevelt, then you look at JFK, you look at Eisenhower, you look at all of them. All the presidents that did well had major issues. All the presidents that did bad had major issues. It's all about the perception. Biden is not managing perception, or his administration is not managing perception.
No, but it doesn't matter. He's likable, though.
Not enough.
No, he's likable.
Well, he's more
not enough.
He's more likable than Trump.
He can be absolutely.
He's more likable than Trump.
Incoherent when it comes to his job, but people like him, so it's cool.
People like him, like Space is saying, people like him better than Trump.
That's really what that was.
Yeah,
it's just because they like him better than Trump. It's not because they like them so much.
So now that we're at the other end of this, like we're on the other side of this. So I'm saying, yeah, it's good to be liked, but oil prices. I mean, oil barrels are like $110 right now.
That's a misnomer, because here's the issue though. There's a lot of things that we did as a country, and there's a lot of positive things that people try to do, but they don't see the consequence of this. So, for example, right now, our country, because we went with the green, we're going more green. We stopped producing our own oil.
Okay,
we're getting oil from OPEC. We're getting oil from Russia.
Oh,
it's a bad time to be getting anything from Russia right now.
Yeah, there was a bad time to get anything
that's
from
an
Russia
interesting
before.
Point. BC Original said that the issue in Ukraine is to divert the attention.
What's up, Bryce?
From Bryce. Oh, Bryce.
Yeah.
What up, bro? The attention from the virus. That's an interesting thought.
I don't know if that's necessarily that's not necessarily true. Like, they didn't come up with, it's like we got to get people to stop thinking about COVID, so let's blow up a country. I don't think they really wanted Ukraine to happen. That was just that's basically what Russia being Russia. But
no. Say it right. Putin I mean, Putin.
Right.
Putin is Russia.
Well, I'll give you that.
No, Putin is Soviet Union.
Putin is Russia. So basically, that's Russia being Russia.
Yeah.
Russia, for every president, every president that we've had in the last 20 years, I'm talking about Bush, Obama, Clinton, Russia has always invaded
Something.
something,
Somewhere.
except for one. That would have been the people that would have been the orange man that we don't like. That's the only time Russia didn't invade.
No, they did. They went and got Crimea.
No, Crimea was Obama. Yeah, that was Obama.
Okay.
That wasn't Trump. So yeah, so that's Russia being Russia. Russia is trying to rehash the Soviet Union, and they're trying to take over places. So yeah, Russia is going. They didn't want that to happen. That's definitely, because here's the thing, and what's so crazy to me. First week Biden got in office, he stopped the pipeline. His Keystone Pipeline, so that we would be getting our own oil. We wouldn't be able to totally be sustainable by it, but it would kind of lessen the blow, and we wouldn't have to rely on foreign oil so much. But he stopped that. But the thing is, if Russia was the bad guy all along, because that was the big thing then, it was like, oh, he's in line with Russia and that's his friend and we don't like Russia, but you're getting your oil from Russia. I'm saying, if you're coming to my house to get sugar and you don't like me, why are you getting sugar from my house? You got to get your own sugar.
Of course.
And that's the problem. So we are so into foreign things. Like, we get so many foreign things from other places. We don't make anything.
It's a problem on an even higher level. Like, we have that issue with the oil, but so does all of Europe. So poor Ukraine is literally a stepchild right now, fighting.
So how much money is Biden putting into this war and helping Ukraine? Billions.
Well, I heard, no, I didn't hear billions yet. I mean, I heard there was.
I heard billions.
I heard hundreds of millions. But the thing is, it's not that serious, because right now money doesn't mean anything. America just prints money now, so money doesn't mean anything. Let's keep it all the way funky, right? The thing is, it's not that serious till we get soldiers on the ground, which I don't think nobody wants. But that's where, because none of the countries out.
I mean, if money don't mean anything, then get rid of all student loan.
He's not going to do that.
Okay, so then it means something. It must mean something.
Well, it means something to you. It means something to me. But in terms of the ones who got the printing press,
you keep printing money. If there's nothing to back it, it becomes useless. It becomes useless.
Well, there was nothing to back money since 1937.
Well, no, I'm saying if you continue to print it.
No, it's the same thing. It's perception.
It stopped being backed by gold since that time. So
perception is that belief.
Yeah.
So we're running off here on belief, on a perception, but yet we fall for it every day.
Okay.
So what does that say about us, though?
Yeah, that's right.
It says
350 million.
Yeah,
okay,
350 million more in defense aid. And he is sending troops to other places. He's not sending it to Ukraine.
And we were giving Ukraine stuff
to,
before this ever happened.
He's sending troops to NATO allies.
I think the argument that I kind of heard Charlemagne was talking about too, that everybody's screaming about, is the fact that, like, yo, son, we quick to dish out mad money to help. Like, it's almost like we treat like the stepchild, right? Like, you always have all this money to help the country, but basic stuff over here that your people need, you can't fund that, right? Now, yeah, granted, like, you could, I see you going like this, Ansy, like, it doesn't matter.
You know what? That's the story of our nation.
But
and for us black folks, it's even worse than that.
Of course, that's where I'm heading to, right? So my thing is, it's just like, yo, so when are we gonna start like fighting each other, right?
Well.
And I don't mean that like fighting each other and we stop the crime and stuff like that. I'm not talking about that point. I'm talking about the point where it's like, when are we going to address the elephant in the room, though? Like, for real.
Well, the elephant in the room is the seed of the same thing. It's gonna go back to that same seed. Did we own them or did they own us?
Well,
okay. So no matter, everything else is a derivative of that. So what happens is, at some point, we have to own our own stuff.
But what does that mean, though? So, okay,
separate country.
I hear that all the time.
We could go all radical with it.
That's what I was mentioning Africa earlier, right?
We could go right.
We have to get our alliances really back with Africa, because if you're saying own, okay, we have to come into ownership, right? You're owning what? Okay, there's a dude, I forgot his name, if we could pull this up, right? Who owns over 1 million acres of land? This white man. He owns the most land in America, right? Like,
I know Bill Gates is one of them.
Bill Gates owns about 200 and something.
Yeah, there was another guy.
Bill Gates owns as much land as New York as New York City. Yeah, John Malone, right. So my thing is, if you're saying we're gonna own into ownership and do what? Look at this cat right here, right? Whose lineage gonna own 2.2 million acres of land. What you owning though? Like my thing. I've heard this statement and I'm for it. And I'm like, okay, cool. Get into ownership. Ownership is great, absolutely. But on the bigger scheme of things, right? How when you're actually buying land from a cat like that?
Well,
right? If he wants to sell it to you.
I look at it, this is why I don't know. I look at this war that's going on, and I'm like, this could be a step in the wrong direction for even black folks, because the minute we start to separate and own our stuff and own our own land, what's to stop a Russia from taking Ukraine? What's to stop? If Putin can get away with this,
but that already happened. It was called Black Wall Street.
Yeah, but this is what I'm saying.
Yeah, there were many more cities than that. Yeah.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. Like, so what if we start owning? What does that mean? Because like, if nobody's really stepping in and saying, no one's taking the moral high ground and saying like,
this is wrong. Stop.
This is wrong. Stop. Because everyone has dirty laundry. So. Once black people start, and that's why, like, I used to play that theory in my head, and seeing this play out, I go, oh shoot, my theory's shot. What if every person of color just decided to leave America and
go where?
Yeah, we're too deep
wherever.
We can't go to
Africa. let's just theorize like what happened. Yeah,
we all go to one area.
Let's say we go to Africa. What's to stop America from saying I want them back? Because if Putin could do that, what's to stop America from saying?
Okay,
now you're
Matt,
talking about Pharaoh.
Yeah, exactly.
You're talking about biblical. You're talking about biblical time.
Yeah, but look, we're seeing this stuff is repeating itself. What's the problem?
Well, yeah, but here's the thing. I think we can we don't have to look at Ukraine as if they're getting totally blown out. Them cats is fighting. Like they're
fighting or not, but the concept is the ideology is wrong. Like
but I'm saying here's the thing: we're always going to have people that want to enslave or take land from people. But if you make it really hard for them, even if they win, they didn't win. So I actually have to applaud Ukraine for what they do.
You can applaud all but regardless of the fact. Like they just
you're missing
took over like 2 cities already.
The answer is dead in your face, deadly, like right there in your face.
What's the answer, Ansy?
Yeah,
that was America.
Okay,
that was the colonies. That was America. It's a matter of fighting, yo. Yeah. It's a matter of fighting to the death.
That's the thing. We don't want to fight.
Exactly. That's what I'm trying to say.
Trying to fight.
We don't have to fight yet. You know why? No, wait. Let me tell you when.
We are not trying to fight.
I'm going to tell you when the fight's going to come.
When?
The fight always comes. It always comes when your kids are threatened, when your food is threatened, when your life is threatened. Until that, we got MTV, watching our Kanye documentaries, driving a BMW.
Hey, I like Kanye documentaries. Okay?
Exactly. So, but see, we all talking. The reason why it's so easy for Ukraine to fight is because it is life and death. We are still working with the theoretical.
No, the reason why it's so easy for Ukraine to fight is because they're European.
No, it's life and death.
It's life and death.
If the thing blows up outside your house, of course you're going to fight. You're not going to say, well, let me keep watching the Netflix. You're not going to do that. If the bombs is going off outside your house.
Okay, but here's the deal. Let's talk about, wait a minute, let's talk about Black Wall Street. Because I will agree. What they don't show you is how many white people died.
They did fight back.
They did fight back, but what happened? Okay,
and that happens.
So, but this is what I'm saying. Like, how much power do you have?
No, but the thing
when you have a super country that you just deflected from.
Yeah, no, but that's not the point. If you fight anyway,
it doesn't matter.
No, I'm not saying don't fight.
That's Afghanistan.
What I'm saying is
Afghanistan's been fighting for the last 1,000 years. Afghanistan.
But where's Afghanistan? How much of Afghanistan?
They don't have anything.
Okay,
they don't have anything except their spirit.
The spirit, liberty
or death.
The spirit ain't building nothing.
Liberty or death.
Haiti's a perfect example. Haiti won, but guess what happened after they won?
So what was the fighting?
We don't have no resources. We don't have no alliances.
That's not true. We could have.
We don't have alliances.
But this could have game is not working right now.
So what? Lay down and die.
Yeah, I mean,
not saying
What's the alternative?
yeah, no, but those are your only two options. Because if you got somebody come after you, you either lay down and die,
Or you fight.
There's no alternative.
No, I'm not saying not to fight. What I'm saying is the ideology of this country saying, you know what, I want these people back.
But it's human
you
nature,
can't-
Matt. That's gonna happen, and everybody fights until it's too late. Nobody fights. Nobody starts the fight at the negotiation table. Nobody was fighting 3 weeks ago. Why? Because it was still talk. The minute the bombs come in, now you literally we watch.
Now you gotta
YouTube.
fight, yeah.
Now you watch the librarian guy. He said, "I've never shot a gun in my life." He literally has 2 AK-47s heading towards his house because he's gonna protect whatever he can protect. That's the nature of war. But that's human civilization. That's how we've always been. That's how it's been in America. That's how it's been in Europe. That's how it's always going to be that way. And the reason it's going to be that way is because there's guys like Putin who want more. It's the greed factor. How are you going to tell me you have a country as huge as Russia with everything they have, all their resources? This Ukraine has come out of the USSR how many decades ago, but yet you want it back and you're willing to destroy everything to get it. It's human nature. And those same people, and that's why the news reporters, they keep saying, oh my God, look at this. White people with blue eyes, they're getting bombed. This is a civilized place. Why? Because they were bought in, just like we were bought in, to the fact that...
But let me ask you this question, right? Like, you just raised a good point. Like, he wants more, right? You ever thought about why he wants more? You ever thought about that maybe it's not just him that wants more?
Because everybody's a
Think
hero
about
in
it.
their own story.
No, but think about it, though. You ever thought about that? It's maybe not just him that wants more? Maybe he has alliances and other people that's involved.
I'm sure he does.
So, like, you see what I'm saying? Like, why would I want to go own Ukraine unless there's an incentive to own Ukraine?
Well,
right?
if you look at Ukraine strategically, it makes sense where Ukraine is positioned. And if you're fighting a war of ideas and ideology, of course you want Ukraine. Ukraine is on the border of all the NATO countries. Ukraine is what separates basically Russia from Europe. Ukraine has a lot of resources. Ukraine has a lot of manpower. And obviously those people are willing to stand up for their own identity. Who wouldn't want those people? And Ukraine used to be part of USSR. So what now happens is, in my opinion, this is what I see. I see Putin looks around the world, sees the allied NATO is pretty weak. The Americans are in shambles right now as far as leadership. So nobody's going to give them the tap on the hand. And he's like, look, if I'm going to do it, now's the perfect time to do it. Now, the backlash is coming. Maybe they didn't predict how big the backlash was. But if that was the goal, the goal was just to get Ukraine, now there's no better time than now.
But for what, though?
To have it.
Huh?
To have it. To rebuild the USSR.
land in
So then
water.
do you think there's no other players in this game?
Of course there
Well,
are.
no, China is an ally. We don't know what China's trying to do.
Well, that's what I'm saying, though. So you can't just say that, oh, he wants it because of greed, right? It must, if there's other players involved, then there are deals being
Okay, but
made.
what do people fight over?
You know what I'm saying?
What does humans fight over? What? Land and resources. That's really it. That's all people are. Now it could come down to ideas because of when it comes down to it, people fight over scarcity. Are my people gonna have enough?
And we know that nobody's going to do anything except levy sanctions on Russia, which kind of
Nobody wants to fight Russia.
He's like, I'm going to take this place over. Well, we're sanctioning you. Okay, so unless you're putting boots on the ground, I'm not worried.
And if I was Putin, I understand what he did, because NATO and the U.S. had a chance to ally with Ukraine before this happened. And guess what they did? They decided not to. Why? Because they were like, well, because they knew if they did, they would have to deal with the backlash from Russia. But if you're already scared of me,
Bryce
I might as well.
Bryce said he fight over hot wings, but that's just me.
So Bryce. So now he's like, oh, these guys are straight punks. So if I'm gonna slap them around, I'm gonna slap them around now.
Yeah, I mean, Biden comes off like that substitute teacher that you got when you were in junior high school and tries to bark at you and say you're going to get in trouble. It's like, man, get out of here. You're going to be going tomorrow. Stop it. You're not going to do nothing. He's not going to do anything. He doesn't come off as somebody who's going to do anything.
No, he's not going to do it.
He's not going to crush a grape. He's not. And then, you know, I don't know where Kamala's been, but it would have been nice.
But see, this is what I'm getting at. It's the concept of it all. And that's the thing that I'm talking about. Like, if we're already displaced as a people, what happens when they think, okay, well, you know what? Let's take Nigeria. You know, Nigeria's getting too big. Let's take
Got some
Nigeria.
oil there.
They got some good stuff happening in Nigeria. Let's take that over. You know what? Congo, let's finish with Congo. What's to stop them from doing that? And who's gonna do something
The people
about it?
that are there.
But Matt,
That's the only people that are stopping.
okay, watch
But
this.
how
I
much
can't
of
believe-
a fight?
That's
why we have-
no, I hear Matt's point.
Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, how much of a fight?
Do Africa got nukes?
Exactly. That's the whole point.
So Ansy, who we fighting?
You picking
So
on
wait,
the little
watch
guy.
this. No, okay. So wait.
Who
So
we
I
fight- who
want
we
your-
fighting, though?
So this is a problem. This is why they're not going to use nukes. This is, again, I believe I'm right. I'm coming to get your land, right? I want your space. You fighting me, right? But I want your land. I can't get it, so I drop nukes on it. So now the land is unusable for 1,000 years. What is that? That doesn't make any sense.
But that's what they'll do, though.
Yeah, but here's the
that's
thing.
what they'll do.
The reason why Hiroshima and
It
Nagasaki
doesn't
got
make sense. I get it.
Way over there.
It doesn't make sense. It's
It wasn't
stupid.
anywhere near.
Why destroy the land that you're trying to own? I
Well,
get
yeah.
it. It's stupid. But you just said it. Greed will cause you to do some stupid shit.
No, that's when you.
Right?
So, but that,
They will do it.
Wait, the point I'm really trying to make, this has been going on since the beginning of time. This is the human condition. This is the part that we're dancing around. This is literally outside of morality, outside of an understanding for us here at this table, outside of understanding of Christ, outside of understanding of the word, this will always be the human condition. Period. It will always be, I'm bigger, I'm stronger, give it to me.
Right. Well, unless you have a country like Vietnam, because Vietnam,
let me ask you
United
this.
States is that.
Let me ask you this, right? Like, with all this going on, how sustainable you think that thought process is? It just seems so not smart to me. Right? It's not sustainable.
Was it smart in Pharaoh's day?
It wasn't.
No.
It wasn't smart in Hitler's day.
Was it smart in the Philistines' day?
No, what I'm saying
Was it
is,
smart
what I'm
in-
saying is,
in
when
London-
when in civilization, right, do we have new issues? Like it just feel like
Yeah, we need a new set of problems.
yeah, we didn't need a new set of problems. It just feels like
That's what I'm saying.
we're just dumb. Like, no, seriously, dude. Like how? This is why I have so much respect for Elon Musk, because a lot of the things that he's saying, like, yo, guys, he's so inefficient. This is stupid. Like, yo, this shouldn't be anymore. Like, why are we in 2022 still the same way?
Right.
We will
That's my-
nuke you. Right? Like, okay,
Right.
guys,
But-
okay.
but
Literally, nuking you is
I
gonna
want to
kill
live.
yourself.
I want to live in another planet. What are you talking about? Okay, I don't care. Go ahead, nuke yourself to death, right? While I go to Mars with Elon. So that's what I'm saying. It's like when are we gonna get past that, man? It just seems so like, all right,
And I'm
guys.
trying to figure out why Elon Musk, like, they'll give the Microsoft guy, like, he has a lot of stuff to say. He had a lot of stuff to say about vaccines and what we should be doing. But Elon Musk is actually smart. And he doesn't have any type of government position
it
anywhere.
makes sense because a lot of stuff. He's debunking a bunch of things. He's just saying it's dumb.
You got to see
It makes sense.
You got to see it from. There's always the establishment, and then there's the new guy. Elon is the new guy.
But he's not that new, though.
You've been around for.
No, but
That
when you
boy is showing improvement.
when you compare him to the establishment, he's coming with electric cars. He's coming with this. Let's go to Mars. He's coming with
gas is stupid.
Yeah.
But I think
we shouldn't be fighting over gas.
But here's
anymore.
the problem. I don't know. Did y'all see the State of the Union address?
I'm gonna be real honest about this. I don't like to listen to Bible.
Okay, no problem. I don't like to either. But
he's
I
a little
did see it.
discombobulated.
I did see it. But here's the thing.
Every time I hear him talk, it's almost like he's drunk every time.
During his speech, he was talking to
digress.
about Ford and General Motors with them coming out with electric cars.
That's 30 years too late.
It's too late. I'm like, you have a whole company that's making electric cars and shooting rockets into space with people on them. And you're not saying anything about that? Does anybody else find a problem?
It's very simple. Is Elon Musk part of that government to business cycle?
No, he's not.
So then,
No, we don't know that though. We don't know that.
Well,
From
from our viewpoint, Elon Musk is an entity unto himself.
Yeah,
So what happens is those guys they're not part of the club, but Ford, General Motors, they've been intertwined with the government since 1930.
Yeah, but you know when they come out with those electric cars,
They're gonna be
not
trash.
Gonna be good. They're gonna be trash.
Why? Because they have what's called built-in obsolescence. Do you know what built-in obsolescence is?
Yes, actually, we did talk about that on the podcast.
Yeah. So why do they have that?
So that
say
you buy.
that for the audience to hear.
Built-in obsolescence. This is why there's a light bulb in a New York City fire station that's been on for 85 years.
Right.
That light bulb was made whenever during Thomas Edison was still alive when that light bulb was made. That light bulb is still working to this day,
Right.
and it's in a New York City fire station.
Was that the term from it? Obsolescence?
But guess what? The obsolescence.
Wasn't it another term from it? Planned
Yeah.
obsolescence.
So
Yes,
guess
that's
what?
it is.
So guess what?
built this.
The folks that make light bulbs, after a couple of years, they got together and said, "Hey, listen, 3 years is the max, okay?"
It's in Livermore, California. Actually, Livermore, California. 1901. Since 1901. Damn.
Yeah.
More than 100 years, man.
Yeah. So light bulbs were made better then than they are now.
Well, yeah, we knew that. That's for business. Like,
So
you can't make.
That's the same reason why we have.
I can't sell products.
That's General Ford.
Right.
That's what the same. I mean,
Yeah.
General Motors, Ford,
They make them defective because they need
and
to be
the
able.
only reason they can get away with that is with the help of the government.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It helps the economy under the pretense that
You
it
have
helps the
to have
economy.
you have to.
Because if you give one product that they never have to, nobody ever have to buy anything ever again, it doesn't help the economy.
By the way, this is a live video of the bulb.
Right. It's still
20-something years.
Yo, that's crazy, and it's still lit. Y'all got to check this out. It's Liverpool, something, California.
in the
And
firehouse,
this
right?
light in this fire,
I thought it was New York. Sorry, guys.
120 years.
it's been lit for 120 years.
Right.
Never been changed.
But
Never
yet
changed.
my light bulb goes out every 2 weeks.
Even if it goes out every 20 years, it's still a raw deal compared to this.
Jesus Christ.
But this is the society we live in.
And
It's
it's
so
stupid.
backwards, yo.
It's stupid. So I get it. Like, all right, so you don't want to make something reliable because how are you going to have money,
And-
right? And how is the economy
Watch
going to
this.
build, right?
Watch it.
But there should be some things though.
No, but you got to see the
That-
domino effects. Let's say we do have the cars that run without oil. Then we don't have Russia making money. We don't have OPEC money. Then they don't have the gall to fight anymore. So then guess what? The people making the bombs can't sell the bombs. The people making tanks can't. Then guess what? The people financing those can't get their money. So it's a domino effect.
But it's again, you just said what is money because we're just printing money, right? So then maybe the values it should be
Maybe
shifted
just-
on
Yeah, but
something else.
there's
And I think that's where it needs to go. It needs to shift to something else other than money. If it means nothing, which is what digital currency really is, or heading towards, right? If it means nothing, then what are we doing?
Maybe that's
It's-
why Bitcoin
our
will take
thought
over.
process-
It's going to be changed.
Huh?
Maybe Bitcoin will finally take over and everything will change.
That's
Man,
actually,
our
actually,
thought process
a word
is
on
ancient.
a word on Bitcoin. I think that's what all of those countries that the international community aren't messing with, like the Irans, the Russias, the Chinas. They're all using Bitcoin as far as to fund this stuff or buy certain things. So I think they're trying to find a reach around because Bitcoin isn't regulated by any banks.
But even that too, I don't know how sustainable that's going to be either, right? Because again, let one thing happen in the digital world, then what?
Well, it
It's like
depends.
it always comes back to like where do we place the value? What is valuable?
Well, everything is the barter system. It's just basically
Yeah, right. It's always been about
you place value on certain things. If somebody says this Bitcoin is valued at this amount, and you can buy this amount of stuff with it, and it's
So let's bring it to this table right here, right? Boom. Digital currency is not here anymore, right? What do you have of value to trade for a service?
Another service.
yeah.
But like, what is it? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like we have to determine what that is now. Like, what is valuable?
Do you
Like,
have something valuable with the person that you're trading with? Those are only two people that matter. If nobody can care about the hat that you're wearing except for me. If you give me that hat, I'll give you this, and that's basically
Right.
what it comes down to.
Right. And I think that we're heading back towards that. Because even with Bitcoin, even as great as that is, you're still dependent on technology for that to happen.
But
if something happens where something gets hacked,
I think there's gonna be
which will happen, right?
You guys remember?
Then where are we in the digital world?
Do you guys remember the ending scene of Fight Club?
yeah,
You never saw Fight Club?
No, I haven't seen it.
All right,
great movie.
So okay, I'm gonna give the spoiler alert. Fight Club. Tyler Durden, his master plan is to destroy all the credit card companies of the world. So at the end of the movie, he ends up able to do it. The reason he does that is because he said it's going to be a reset, and we can have a new world.
Yeah.
Well, at some point, it happens every couple hundred years. Sometimes it's by war, sometimes it's by famine, sometimes it's by pestilence. But there's got to be a reset. We can't keep going this way.
Yeah. In terms of what? The credit industry?
In terms of the way we barter, in terms of the way we operate with money, in terms of the way we run our countries, something's going to come to an end. Because you can't tell me we printed all the $100 bills that have been printed, and I saw this the other day on a podcast. In America history, 40% of it have been printed in the last year. Now that's a misnomer because there's money that gets destroyed and new money introduced. But you can't tell me 40% of all $100 bills that are circulating in the world are only created last year. What does that tell you about that money?
It doesn't exist. It's just exchange. We're just exchanging paper.
So now we're gonna have something's gonna happen where it's gonna be a different system.
That's why I think that like if you I don't know where I got this, but like a lot of people that are wealthy, they're investing in ancient things and things that are of value, right? Because what happens is like, what do you have to trade? Let's say nothing is here, right? And somebody's coming to you, like people are investing in like libraries, bro, like old books. For what? So like why if I have $1 billion, I'm gonna go buy this library over here in this small town and just rack up the entire books and put it in my house? Why would I do that? Like that's strange to me, right? But after thinking about it, I'm just like, oh, you're building assets in the event that you think that something will go wrong, right? And you need to be able to have your family to have enough goods to trade.
Yeah, something back.
Right. So what are we gonna look for if things go wrong? Knowledge, information. Where are you gonna find information? In books that are not written because everything is digitized, right? Think about that though. This is because it's inevitable that yes, we are great. Everything's digital. You don't got to do nothing. But think about the hacker. Think about the hacker that can hack all of that.
The one guy, I'm picking it off.
That can make all that go down the drain. And then what? What do you have to trade? Like if I'm home and I'm like, yo, I want something to eat, and you're trying to record a record, but you ain't got no mic, and I got 70 microphones, right? I need your food, and I'll give you a mic. You're like that's what I'm saying. It's like, what at the end of the day that you have in your possession that you could pass on to your kids or whatever the case may be, that you got to trade that will be of value sometime, in the near future or something. But I just feel like we're heading back. We're gonna head towards that direction in somehow, because there's no way that I have to find this where you're finding wealthy people buying all these old stuff. But you have to ask yourself for what.
Yeah,
and like you hear about artists selling catalogs,
of course,
and
no NFT community.
NFTs, right?
About, right?
Yeah.
But if you think about that though, that's a very dope concept, right? Like, why? Okay, so now Nas come out. Nas says, "Hey, I'm going to sell my entire catalog, right? And I'm going to give you a percentage of that for off every sale, right? Which is kind of like the basics of what that is. I'll give you some percentage. So in turn, I'm the record label. Like I own my music. I'm doing my own personal deal with you. Whatever you sell, you get this percentage off of it as well. But you get this exclusive catalog of mine, right? Why is that valuable?
Well, I think it's
valuable to the people
for the same reason that.
Why is that? No, because like think about it. I could get. I've been had a bunch of Nas records. Right. Why is the actual records now valuable?
Because it has. I mean, for the same reason it's always been valuable. Because if you have like the original print versus a reissue, that's the original print is always going to be more valuable.
Absolutely. Right.
Than the.
But how do we know what's the original print now?
Well, you'll know. I mean, there's people that know. The same way you have those Antiques Roadshows, they know, okay, well, I recognize this date. I remember, it didn't have this on the label, so this was the original.
This is what makes
That's what's gonna be valuable.
What Yeager's did with this stem player is to me way more valuable, because what happens is this, right? Like you say, okay, this is the original print print of this recording that Nas made, for example, right?
Yeah.
But it's a 2-track. There's no stems in that. I can't get the bass separate. I can't get the drum separate. It's not as valuable as if I say, yo, but here's the master though.
Well, yeah.
You know what I'm saying though? Here's the isolated bass part and drum part and vocal,
right,
and guitar and horns.
I think it also
that's way more valuable, which is why when Ye came out with this whole stem play, I'm like, yikes.
He just set
another path.
Yeah.
Because that's way more valuable. Now you're giving masters away.
And telling people
this is what labels are fighting for, bro.
And then you're telling them they can do more,
and they could do whatever they want with it.
Well, that's crazy.
And I think it also comes down to stuff that you can't get anywhere else. So
masters.
Remember before 2000,
unless you're in a recording, you can't get masters, bro. Unless you're part of that process, you can't get it.
Remember Biggie's album, the Ready to Die album, where there's that line who's like, "I'm about to get paid, blow up like the World Trade."
Right.
Before 2001, that line was in there.
Right.
After 2001, they took that line out. How valuable? No, off. It's not. If you buy Ready to Die today, that line they blank it out. So how valuable do you think it is if you have a recording before 2001 and you're able to hear that line? I'll give you another one. Michael Jackson's History album. They don't care. They don't really care about us.
Like the Jew Me, Sue Me,
Kick Me, Kike Me.
Right.
That I have that album.
Right.
All the albums, like when they had those problems, the law problems and stuff like that, they took that line out. But I have the album that has it in there. So how much to a collector, somebody that loves music and wants to hear the original recording, how valuable is that going to be? It's going to be valuable to that person. So
I think it depends on how many years down the line, because like you and everybody else has that recording.
Right.
Some do. Yeah.
Most
dude.
Do.
I think as great as that is,
I think
it's the
later.
masters, bro. I think it's the fact that I can take your bass part. Check this out now. I can take your bass part with technology these days and switch your bass part and get the original sound of your recording. I just switched a couple of notes. Think about that.
Or I could layer my own
stuff on top of it. Off your voice. And then take out your voice and I have my own arrangement. I just use your voice for inspiration.
Well, people are doing
I can keep going, guys.
Yeah.
I can take your drum parts.
It's being done now.
Right.
Yeah.
I can take your drum. No, but if it's isolated, if it's isolated.
But
that's why masters, guys, that's why masters are so important.
No, I understand. Like if you have,
if it's isolated, no, it's not. It's not sampled. I'm talking about. I got your tracks that you went to the studio with.
They sent
right. They sent me the stems,
session.
And I got all your stems. That means,
but they have that already. Like people have that out. Like you can find out those on YouTube.
No, you can't.
But you're talking about the original, the actual.
You're finding remakes. You're finding people using Isotope and these softwares and trying to isolate it, and you can hear it. No, it's not as authentic when you hear that bass note and you hear. Okay, the stems.
Right. Hold up. All right, guys, we're gonna do a quick lesson in Pro Tools and audio.
Stems.
Here we go, Patrick.
Stems are simply just the individual instruments recorded in the music, right? So like when you hear a piece of music, you hear the finished content, which is an MP3, right? Now in that MP3, you got guitars, you got bass, you got drums, you got horns, whatever, right? Stems are those individual files, right? So now when you get those individual files, there is so much that you can do with those individual files versus if I just get the MP3 and try to sample the sound, or I get some software and I'm trying to rip the guitar parts and it's not as clean, right? But if you get the stems though, you're getting the clean version, the original recording of that instrument, whether it's bass, drums, guitar, horns, or whatever.
For example,
or
on
vocals.
Facebook and YouTube, you've been getting the isolated tracks of Marvin Gaye or Michael Jackson.
Right.
You hear them singing with nothing behind them. That's what he's talking about. So
Right.
with those things, you're able to manipulate them.
Yes, but there's a difference.
But
though.
that's not the
There
real
are
step.
people using softwares, right, that can rip like Isotope is a software that you could rip drums and bass and you can hear the vocals. But if you listen carefully,
hear it in the background.
you're gonna hear the artifacts. You're gonna hear certain things. Versus I'm sending you a recording and it sounds like my voice right now. And you know it's
Okay,
the
but
original
let's be
studio
for real.
recording.
But let's be for real. That's valuable to you as a creator. To a person who's on TikTok, they could care less. They're listening through their phones. We care about that stuff because
No.
audibly we
Matt,
care about that.
The reason why I disagree is because it is valuable to them. Because there's
It's
so
not,
much
because
that you can do
they're
with it.
geeking off of.
They
they're
don't
making
know it
big
yet,
TikTok.
though.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like it's valuable to us as creatives, but like a regular TikToker, they don't care. You can
Matt,
put.
Matt.
You could put Michael
All right.
Jackson, who's bad,
Check this,
and
this.
mash it up with the
Check
Taylor
this.
Swift beat. They don't care about
Check
the,
this. This stem
the
player,
audio.
this stem player that Ye just came out with, right? That bass part allows them to do their own remix, man. They don't have to be musical. They don't have to have
Yeah,
any
but guess
knowledge.
what?
All they got to do is get your original bass part, and they're
But they're
lit.
doing their own remixes regardless of whether they have an original or not. They're using stuff off of YouTube. They're ripping stuff regardless, and they're using isotopes. They're coming up with so many different ways to do it. Like I said, as a creative, like
You gotta
that's the
do it
thing.
no matter what.
Yeah, this is what what we do is what separates the men from the boys.
Man,
But there's a lot of people that just don't care about they don't care about growing up. you know? And like that's what I said. Like you go to TikTok, they can care less about your audio. We care about that stuff.
No, it's not so much the audio quality I'm talking about. I'm talking about, okay, what's valuable, right? If I pulled up on anybody right now, like, and I played you a song, a Michael Jackson song, I say, here's a Michael Jackson song, take it and rip it, do what you want with it. Then I pulled up the same person, I said, well, here's all the individual parts. Which one do you think they'll take? Without musical knowledge or not?
Right, of course you're gonna.
Of course, that's what I'm saying. They're gonna take
but what I'm saying
the
is
individual parts
to an audience
without even knowing anything about the
to
situation or
what
music.
audience? Like I'll put it like this. Yeah, I think could what Kanye be doing potentially set that trend of, well, yeah, you need to go separate these stems and get the originals, and then have people go back to that. Could potentially happen to have people go back and say, well, yeah, I want to originally get the original master. That could potentially happen.
He's adjusting the biggest point I'm making is he's adjusting people's taste buds.
Yeah,
The same way that you just said right now is like, oh, they don't care about it. They're gonna start caring about it.
I think
I
producers
That's
will
what
start
he's doing.
caring about.
No, but it's
No,
not even.
he don't care about producers, bro.
It's not even about caring.
It's about
really.
it's the regular average person is gonna start
I
caring
think
about it.
I think
No.
the regular TikToker could care less.
No, they're gonna start caring about it.
There's
I'm not saying they care now,
Right.
100%. I'm saying they're gonna start caring about it.
There's certain people that just want to own stuff that nobody has.
Right, but what I'm saying is the regular TikToker, as long as this person gets like over a certain amount of hits, they can care less about an original pressing.
No. What I'm saying is people like, okay, for somebody that loves Miles Davis, to have an original pressing of one of his albums would be great for them.
It's gonna be worth money.
But for the person that does not care about Miles Davis at all, but just wants to own something that nobody else has, they're gonna want to own it.
The reason why you buy that sweater, right? And you everybody pays for exclusivity, man. For things to be exclusive. That's why we pay money. Why you go buy that stuff? Because you're like, yeah, man, I'm the first one to get it, dog. Nobody has it. We love that. Right? So if something's exclusive, man, we're gonna buy it.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. I think you're talking to
you're
a
gonna
different-
want it.
I think you're talking to a
No,
different
I'm not
generation.
talking to musicians right now.
I
I'm
know you're
talking
not
about
talking to
regular folks.
but even regular folks, because the thing is, there was an audience of people who cared about that stuff. Musicians are not. That's our generation. Back in the day, it was all about.
I'm not even talking about our generation. I'm talking about Doja Cat, like getting people's like that masters, like all the hot new kids getting their masters. I'm not talking
I
about
don't-
Miles Davis. I'm not.
No,
talking,
yeah, no. I'm talking
yeah,
about.
Miles Davis is our generation. Like, yeah.
No,
that's
no.
what
What
we're
I'm
like.
talking about is with our generation. It was all about the exclusivity. it was all about like I remember like
The mixtape, nobody
exactly like I remember staying up, watching Stretch and Bob, listening to Stretch and Bob, and hitting the record button because I knew that there was some stuff nobody else had. It was all about the exclusivity. Nowadays, that age just doesn't exist. It exists in certain. It exists in certain in certain markets. Like you're right. Like with sneakers, yeah, you gotta be the first in line to get the Jordans, get the LeBrons or whatever. But for some reason, everybody always craps when it comes to music. Everybody always craps on music.
No, it's gonna change, man.
I hope it changes.
No, here's what I'm saying.
We got a Sunday morning service true believer in here. Yeah.
No, it's not that. It's not that.
Jesus.
It's not that. Right? He's doing something great, and I'll acknowledge if he's doing something great. But listen, it's not that. We're saying nobody likes exclusive like we liked it right before, right? Yes, they do. It just looks different. It just looks
haven't seen it in music.
That's the reason why TikTok is what it is, because people are always coming up with stuff. People always want to be the first to come up with his first dance step. It looks different for them.
But here's the thing. But
it's not.
But here's the catch.
It's not for.
But here's the thing. I don't have to work hard for it. If I can use Isotope and isolate this, I don't have to go for the pressing. What is the sound? What good is that? You know what I'm saying? Like if I can isolate a vocal, if I can isolate a bass line, if I could load.
I think you're both right. I think this is the point.
But this is the reason why you have
today. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, but
when
listen
the
to
stems are more ready and available, they're gonna say why are your quality not as good.
People don't know what they want until it's put in front of their face.
I agree.
They don't know what they need until it's put in front of their face. You don't know you needed that iPhone until it dropped right in your lap. What I'm saying is this is going to bring awareness to the fact that the things that we valued, people are going to see why that's valuable now. I'm not saying it's going to happen now. I'm saying the seed has been planted where now people can appreciate like why do you get these things in this format and why that's important.
But
or why
again,
that's cool.
like I think stems are only for producers. Like I get it. Like for people who are into NFTs and owning things digitally. But it's still a big audience of if I can find a cheaper way to do it, I'm gonna do it.
So Matt, let me ask you this question, right? Why do people like one song?
Matt's not paying for your stems, okay?
Why do
That's what he's trying to tell you.
Why do people like one song but don't like another song?
But
let's identify why do a person will like this song but don't like this song? Why? What's the difference?
I mean, there's a whole lot of reasons why. I mean, one could be preference, like it just doesn't sound like the next song, or
you know what people do a lot, Matt, and I know you guys can attest to this. You know what people do that, and you guys do it too, right? We imagine as a listener, you imagine what certain things you would want it to sound like. That's why you don't like. That's why your taste when you get in a piece of food, right, and your taste bud is acquired all this meal, right? Mm-hmm. When you're tasting something else that doesn't sound quite like it, the reason why it doesn't taste as good because you're referring it back to what you usually eat.
Okay.
Because it's a law of contrast. The reason why you don't like a piece of music is because you're referring back to things that you actually do like. So in your mind, you're already breaking things down and separating things anyway.
That's because you're a musician.
No, I'm not.
You're not a TikToker.
No,
you're not the average kid who just goes around.
I'm telling you, I'm bringing this home to average people that has no idea.
Wait. Guys, look,
they have no idea.
Here's the problem: the person you're talking about. Or let me put it this way, Matt, the person you're talking about is not going to take the time to be that discriminating if they're only doing TikTok. Now, once you get past that TikTok realm, then yes, maybe you might actually be into getting a higher quality of stuff. But if I'm doing a 30-second video, Isotope is more than enough for me. I might not even use Isotope.
We need this stuff quick.
I'm going to do it, and I'm going to take 20 minutes.
Well, then, okay, we need this stuff quick? All right, cool. Perfect. I'm glad you said that, right? Let's talk about what quick is. You need this stuff quick? Let's put it to the test, right? Go right there and go right there and go try to do something Isotope, and I have the stems right there. Who does it quicker?
Yeah.
Come on, man, please. If I sit by an average person, I say,
go ahead and
go ahead and go do your STEM stuff, whatever you think you're gonna do with this MP3.
That's the reason why there's trash music out right now. Because
No, man, it's not trash. It's just the culture
Look,
is
somebody
different.
did a beat that goes dun, dun,
Because the
That's
culture,
the same thing. That's the
you
same.
you can't
Say that. You can't say that.
Yo,
That's the same thing the elder generation
that's
was
what
talking about
I'm
our
saying.
music.
Yo, it's a different generation,
It's a
though.
different generation. I don't like it.
completely
My kids
different.
love it.
Friend,
Yo, dude, I love
My Lord.
You know what's funny?
Man,
I love
that old
I love-
army guy
I
be
love-
like,
I love-
oh, I hate this music. It sucks.
Dude, I love every part of it, to be honest with you. Like, I have my own taste, but I love every part of it because it's funny. It's culture.
yeah, but this is what I'm talking
Their
about.
culture.
But this is what I'm talking about. But the quality, the way that they made it, is not going to be the way that you would make it. Like you're thinking, if I have the original pressing, because again, you're the men
Matt,
trying to convince
give
boys
these
to be
kids-
men.
You give these kids original masters in content.
They wouldn't know what to do with it.
Yeah,
That's like
what? No, I don't
that's
think
like
so.
throwing
I
that's like
disagree.
throwing a Lamborghini.
I disagree.
To
I
a
disagree, Matt.
16-year-old.
I
What do you think a
disagree.
16-year-old is going to
No,
do?
I disagree, Matt.
They'll
I
come up with
disagree.
something.
Matt.
Oh yeah, they'll come up with something.
Matt, you gotta look at it this
more
way.
than a fender bender.
Matt, you gotta look at it this way.
Matt, if we gave you the original
Listen,
pressings,
MP3, right? And I'm giving you all the original content recorded. Like, they're gonna take it and do crazy things with it, yo. They're gonna learn, yo.
Yeah, but they're gonna learn to do the cheap way out too.
No, they're gonna take it and do crazy.
So what if you have?
They might
so
just
what if
take
you
the
have the
drums.
original?
You're gonna get the good and the bad, but you're gonna get.
You're gonna get a whole lot of bad. How much bad is
of
out there
course,
right now?
there's always going to be more bad than good. That's just the way life is.
This is what I'm saying.
That's
You're
why the
only
best people
Yeah,
pay for the
but
best.
here's the thing: stems are for producers.
Matt.
No, that's
Matt,
not
guess
for
what?
producers.
Guess
That's
what?
not way.
You see what happened right there, Matt? When you said stems are for
Stems,
producers?
who are stems for?
wait,
Stems are
wait.
not for
Hey,
TikTokers.
Matt,
No,
here-
Matt.
Here's the deal.
Stems might be for creatives and DJs.
Matt,
and
you have to be
producers.
careful with that. You have to be careful. You have to be careful with that because you sound like a gatekeeper. Stems are for producers.
They're for creatives.
Matt's like, no, you should not have a sacred thing. That's what Matt
Can't be a gatekeeper, Matt.
Matt's like, no, hell no.
What are you waiting for to tell us?
Okay, you're gonna give a stem to a TikToker. What are you gonna do with it?
Wait, why would you? Wait, hold up. Why would you?
Matt, just give it to him, man. You don't know.
Just give it to him. So what?
I give it to him.
Nobody cares.
That's like, you're gonna throw pearls to swine, right? That's what you're gonna. You're gonna give the original. You're gonna give the original to a person that doesn't know what to do with it.
I thought I was gonna say some crazy
I
stuff
don't,
today.
I don't know what to do with these pearls.
How dare you? How dare you have given our sacred artifacts over to the...
Yo.
But that's the reason why you got these DJs that just push buttons.
Wow.
Yeah, I said it.
All names.
Call
out names.
Talking about.
DJ push the button that doesn't understand the culture.
Uh-oh.
Go, man.
Get up your chest. Get up your chest.
Creatives, the creatives.
Get up your chest. So you telling me there are DJs right now that are not respecting the culture of hip hop or black music in general?
man.
Is that happening, Matt?
Oh, that's been happening.
Who are those DJs?
You know the DJs. Go to look on YouTube. Look at the ones that have the most
Name
hits.
names, bro. Name names.
Oh, the ones with the most hits.
Oh, the ones with the most hits.
Not all of them. Not all of them. But look. You gotta read this. Kanye sold 40,000 stem players. That's not impressive, given his fan base.
Well, it's
Now
impressive.
it's also
40,000
available for TikTok.
times 40,000
at 200
40,000
bucks.
at $200 a pop. I think that's
Pretty damn good.
It's impressive for him, but for the culture, for the art of creating music,
No,
Nothing
okay,
to it.
Matt.
Yo, yeah, he just
Matt, I'm sorry to tell you, nobody cares about the culture of music anymore. Nobody. It's just
exactly. But that's my point. That's
Yeah.
exactly my point.
Yeah.
Nobody cares about the original pressing. As long as I can isotope, as long as I can cut stuff out. If you show me how to cut and cut out just to get the vocals on it, I could care less about a
I
a
agree.
stem.
We have a culture that wants it fast, right? I get it, but what I'm saying is, that it's gonna bring them back to a place of, again.
I don't think so.
TikTok is not gonna last forever. There's something coming up next.
Yeah, it's gonna be a new thing for people
There's
to be.
something coming
it's
up
gonna
next.
be cheaper and faster. That's what
Right.
it is.
And how do you get cheaper and faster?
It's not gonna be looking at original
content. That's how you get
that
cheaper and
takes
faster.
time. That takes time.
No, it doesn't take time because
It
all
takes time
Matt,
to
all I
put
gotta
that
do is give
together.
you all the stems.
Yeah, that's it.
All I gotta do is give you all the stems and you go crazy.
It takes time when you don't have
But the thing is,
Yeah, if you don't have it, it takes time. Right?
no, but the thing is, if I have the ability to do it without giving you the stems or the original stems, it's the same thing as getting jailbroken plugins. No, but if I have a business where I can sell it to you quicker, I can do it faster. Chop this out, carve this out. I don't gotta pay for it. I already got a plugin that can cut it out. They're already doing it. Like if you look at the TikTok songs that are like the mashups, they don't have the original stems. They're just cutting stuff out and doing it. And guess what? They're getting the hits they could care less.
Right.
And kids could care less because
right.
they're hearing it through their phone.
Right.
Audio.
And I
Anyway.
agree that that's the time that's we're in right now. That's what's hot right now. And yes, we're putting out records and they're going crazy with it, doing all types of mashups. And I agree with that. What I'm saying is this stem player is the introduction to the next wave of things. That's what I think is.
But what I'm saying is for creatives, like real creatives that care about this.
No, because the way that, have you seen the stem player?
That
The
little
way that they
device-
do it, the way that it is, like it's almost like you're just pushing buttons and you're just going crazy with it. That's even easier than just going and I have to go download the software, then I have to go tweak this and I have to go do that. You don't have to do that no more.
But if
now
you have a formula
now
that's
you're
working-
getting the player with the stems in it, bro. All you're doing is pressing buttons. That's way easier, man, than just trying to go download something. Look at this thing right here. They're gonna go nuts off that. Look at this. That's the next wave, bro.
Okay, but what's to stop them from getting the stem player that does the?
So what's gonna happen is every artist gonna catch on now. Now every artist gonna start setting their stems and using that stem player. Now DJs, like you just said, Mr. Push a Button, it works. They don't have to carry no equipment. They have the stem player and they're going crazy. I have 2 or 3 stem players and going nuts on stage. You gonna be mad at that?
Yes,
I
you will be
can't
very
do that.
upset.
I'm not mad at any of the stuff. You know? What I'm saying is
But
that
what I'm saying is but did you just see how easy that was?
Let's see it again.
Did you just see how easy that was?
yeah, I see how easy.
And isolated vocals, bro. Not just I need to see. You're talking about multiple steps somebody has to make. That means if you get an MP3, you get the MP3. Oh, do I have a DJ software? Let me go get a DJ software. Oh, after the DJ software, let me try to see how I could tweak this and match this up. Nah, this is all in one with the original stems. What are we talking about here? That's ultra fast.
So you're gonna spend
And then $200 for all the stems? Yo, for
one
you know how
artist.
much people pay for masters?
no. We're talking about $200 per
that's
artist.
equivalent of giving you a masters, bro. He gave you
Yeah, but here's the thing: the average person who wants it fast is not gonna spend $200
Yes, they will.
pop for each and every one, each and every artist.
I believe it's going to evolve. I don't think it's going to stay
Okay,
like this.
how
I don't
about
think
this,
it's-
Matt?
$200.
The player's $200.
Yeah,
And also,
the player's 200.
and also, Matt, you
So
said
it's a player. It's not per
It's a
200 per
player.
artist.
No.
no.
No, it's
Matt,
And you're talking about creatives.
songs-
If we're gonna keep it funky, TikToks are kind of creative, but I'm saying
no, they're creative.
Yeah, they're creative.
yeah, they're creative.
They do all that stuff. They're
But
creative.
no, they do a lot of stuff with it. But if I can isolate somebody's voice, or if I can cut up
Dude,
somebody's,
it's way more
yeah.
valuable, bro.
That's valuable.
Way more valuable. You mean to tell me I could put a James Brown record right now and isolate his vocals and go nuts, and with just I'm just pressing buttons? Oh, come
got
on,
that
man. Come on. That means I don't need no music theory. I don't care about no
got that
251s, right? Because I have all your string arrangements isolated. I don't care about no. After the love is gone, I got all your parts, bro. I'm making my own music.
Yeah,
My
but
own remix.
the point
This
I
is
was trying to
great.
say is they already have it. That's
No,
what I'm saying.
they don't.
It's just gonna be cleaner.
No, it's gonna be cleaner and it's gonna have more access because they don't. It cuts out a lot of steps.
All right, so
I'm
let me
telling you, in order to
That's
do
what
this,
I'm saying. The average TikToker don't care about.
So let me ask you a question.
the average, it benefits the average TikToker.
let me ask you a
benefits
question.
them, but now the thing is, you're saying again, like I'm thinking about like the price point.
It benefits the average TikToker because all they gotta do is buy this player for $200
Get songs that you know.
and get songs
So now,
and go nuts
So now, wait a minute. So they get the songs and they put it on this
on a
player.
stem player. Yeah,
So now, how do they get the songs?
whatever.
Well,
meaning
right
they
now
get
it's
the
only
song.
Kanye's song. With the
Right.
one
So that's
album.
what I'm saying. So like,
I think it's gonna evolve.
So
bro.
like James Brown is gonna be like, all right, his
no,
his
no. But what I
no,
think,
but I mean like
but what I
his,
think, what I think will happen. I
is the
think
first
labels and people that own that stuff is gonna get in on it. They're gonna start cutting it to make money off of it. Well, I would.
So okay, again, it's all about the price point because if it ends up being expensive, go back
But
to the route. Go
I
back to the-
wouldn't even do
go
that.
stick to
Yo,
what
dude,
works.
I would cut up these stems and charge $10 and watch 100 million people buy that joint, yo, for $10. I wouldn't.
$10 a month.
Yeah,
Song like ever created. You know?
Or you could make it
that's a no-brainer, bro.
Streaming service to stems.
That's a no-brainer. That's
No, I
remix.
understand that.
Players
Like,
are probably gonna get crazy cheap. This is the first
Yeah.
one, you know, and Kanye put it out, so he's gonna put a big price point. Imagine what Chinese companies start making their version of these.
Right.
okay, but that's the point.
$25.99.
Okay, but that's what I'm talking about. The cheaper stuff. That's what I'm talking about.
Matt.
I'm talking about the cheaper stuff. Never mind, because then you're gonna have
You
to,
can't avoid that. Though.
huh?
You can't avoid that.
Exactly, but that's what I'm talking about. Like you care about the original, and then they're gonna put out some cheap stuff.
Matt, they're gonna start caring about it. Trust
No,
me.
they're not. That's what I'm
gonna-
saying.
Because once
We
it's
just
in
started
there-
talking about the cheap
once-
stuff already.
once it's
We just
in there-
started talking
because
about China already putting out cheap
Matt,
stuff.
because they don't know that they should care about it yet. That's all that it is.
Yeah, but
once
here's the
it's
thing.
put in front of their face,
It's like okay, you got Louis Vuitton, right? Why has it been kingpin for so long? You can get fake ones. People buy fake ones.
Right.
They're rampant
Okay, but how many people are sporting Louis
it's still by
Vuitton?
Louis, right?
because that brand is just
Yeah, because there's people who care about the original, but there's people who care less about Louis Vuitton.
yeah. Well,
What I'm saying is like, but how many people have stuff from China versus stuff from Louis Vuitton?
Yeah.
All right, so this is what I'm saying. If you're gonna go to cheap route, people are gonna go to cheap route and still get the same amount of hits, the same amount of views, and the same amount of service, the same amount of attention,
but it's
as
still-
opposed to I don't have the original. Like I said, we care about the original. Like real DJs care about the original pressing. Real record collectors.
What is
care
your
about that
issue with DJs and buttons?
stuff. Man, DJs with buttons, they don't understand how to mix. They don't understand how to blend. That's why the
Well,
music sucks
I can't-
nowadays.
I can't-
That's why some parties is boring. If you can't mix, if you don't know the right song to throw on after, you what kind of party?
Nah, but you know what? Real talk.
people who
Real
got a
talk.
laptop-
Real talk.
got a
Real
laptop,
talk.
Matt, is-
Real talk. I have heard some DJ who absolutely have no ears, bro. Like they'll go
Not
from
a train.
song to another song, and I'm like, what?
Exactly.
How did you hear that change, right?
But that's what they're gonna do with these stem players. You
Like-
get a
like-
cheap stuff from China, and you're gonna blend something that doesn't mix. But guess what? Guess who's gonna love it? TikTok. And they're gonna get a whole bunch of hits.
So
But here's the thing.
you don't
Here's the-
like
let me ask you a
TikTok,
question.
Matt?
I like TikTok.
Let me ask you a question. If you got a DJ that can't mix or whatever, and you got a room of people that don't care, does it matter?
Well,
That's the
a
point.
good
That's,
point.
that's the point I've been trying to make.
No, but I'm
It
saying
doesn't matter. That's the point I've been trying to say. That's my point this whole time. But my point is,
you're not in the room.
it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. They don't care.
that's the point I've been trying to make.
In the land of the blind, the one-eyed man is king.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like, does it matter if I have the original pressing or not? Because if I can cut it out myself without buying that, who
It
does that
saves the process. It's all about
saves the
speed.
process?
It's
Nothing.
speed, man.
Yeah, but guess what? I can figure out a way to do that
While
with speed.
you're trying to cut it off, I already got the play. I already got the stems. I'm on TikTok lit already.
Yeah,
yo.
but
But
why
Pat,
you trying
Pat,
to
you're
cut it
talking
out?
about the future state of things.
Can I just say something? Like, you try to make the argument that if bootlegs and cheaper ways exist, means that original stuff that costs more, that's better quality, will fail. That's just not.
No, I did not say it will fail.
That's the argument.
No, that's not the argument.
Okay, so what is it?
The argument, no, the thing is that it doesn't matter to the average listener.
Natalie really hates TikTok. That's what it is.
No, I'm gonna tell you this.
That's what it is.
No, I'm gonna tell you this. I actually like I'll tell you this. I like TikTok. You know why I like TikTok? Because it's like it's almost like any artist can get it.
It's an equalizer.
Yeah,
It is.
because like you could like it could be somebody like all of a sudden we want to hear some Jody Watley. All of a sudden Jody Watley is banging now because somebody did a TikTok challenge to it, and everybody's banging Jody Watley. Like,
Right.
where you know what I'm saying? Or somebody will start playing like it'll be something like ridiculous. Maybe like it'll be something crazy like Art Blakey and the Jazz Messengers. And all of a sudden,
Blue Notes.
yeah, like it's crazy. That's what I like about TikTok. It's almost like anybody can get it in any era.
Yeah.
That's
You know.
what he's trying to do.
And you don't necessarily have to come out with your own content.
that's-
All you got to do is do a voiceover of somebody else's voice, and you got a TikTok video.
And you put music behind it. That's what I like about TikTok. But what I'm talking about is the quality. Nobody, like, here's the thing, the average listener can care less. Like I said, a real creative is going to care about the audio quality, which is the reason why, you know, a real listener will hear the difference between, like, you'll hear a Bruno Mars record and you hear the quality that's being put in it. Now, think about all the other stuff that's subpar and how many hits that gets as well. But
the stem player is not going to win because of quality. The stem player is going to win
because of the hype. It's because of the hype.
Accessibility.
But after a while, the hype dies down, and then you could cheaply make the thing.
Yeah.
China, you
Okay,
just mentioned
so
China.
when you say cheaply make it, what do you mean? What do you mean by cheaply?
Man, it's not paying $20 for your stem player.
So meaning like no, what do you mean cheaply make the play?
Well, if China comes out with a stem player,
Yeah.
and then I can
For $9.99.
yeah.
Do you know how many cell phones exist out there on the Android network? It's like uncountable.
Yeah.
Get a phone for like
Yeah.
$20.
Mhm.
That's a smartphone, bro.
Right.
iPhones still exist.
Right.
And man, people are spending crazy money on it.
Yo,
It's just dope.
right.
If Kanye is able to do that with the stem player, then make that thing that's just dope that people just want. The
Yeah.
first one is fun, it's great quality. A lot of people are gonna buy it. Some people are not gonna care. They're gonna get cheaper versions, but it's still gonna win. It's still gonna have created that whole industry where people are still doing it. The point is that Pat's trying to make is that everyone's gonna do it. Even if they do the cheaper version, but he's creating this whole new way to approach mashing up
But the
music.
point I'm trying to make is there's gonna be a cheaper version. People are gonna find a cheap way out. They're gonna cut the corners and not. They're gonna go the same route that they're going before. And like,
Man, there's always gonna be people that
right,
do that.
but here's the thing: there's going to be a majority of people. Because look,
I don't
listen
think
to
it's only
everybody.
majority.
Oh, there's going to be. Look how much majority is out there right now. It's a majority of crap out there right now.
But I don't, you know, I don't, no.
You can't argue that.
Okay, Matt.
You can't argue that one.
Matt,
That's subjective.
You're talking about it is subjective.
It is anymore.
It's subjective, Matt, because if you're talking about
Okay, it's
crap,
subjective.
what's-
Okay.
no, meaning like
Coming from a real producer, it's
no,
subjective.
no. What I'm saying is, no, Matt. Listen to what I'm saying. Matt, listen to what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying. Let me say my point. My point is, if you're talking about me and you with music, Matt, yes, I'm not going to argue with you, right?
Right.
If we're talking about because we have the same taste buds. Right?
Right.
Like when it comes to like what's quality of music that we love and we can appreciate because we have that background. I get that, Matt. I'm not talking about me or you. I'm actually talking about the people that are not us. That can have access. Like people don't know what's good unless you put it right. They don't know. They don't know that iPhone was good until they put it right there and smack in your face.
agree.
Then you
I
realize,
agree with
oh my
that.
God, I needed this all
Let's
along.
switch the conversation.
And I think that's what this is going to
Let's
do.
switch the
It's trying to
conversation a
keep
little
us
bit. Remember when? Because I got a lot of friends who are cameramen. So there was a time a camera cost thousands of dollars. You got this big bulky VHS thing. You put it on your shoulder, and you had a box to carry around with it. And only certain people could afford it, and you needed a skill to know how to use it and all this stuff. Right? And then it got easier to use, but there's always going to be cameramen, and there's always going to be people who have cameras. Patrick is talking about that. There's going to be you still want to sell your cameras, but that doesn't make you a cameraman. There's still gonna be producers. You guys are not gonna lose out. There are people who sell caviar. There are people who sell fish sticks. You're still gonna have producers, but there's gonna be a lot more cameras out there.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
But the thing is, you have people who have camera phones, and who's winning there?
There's still producers. There's still directors. There's still cinematography. There's still going to be expertise. There's still going to be a certain level.
Yeah, but I don't need much production if a baby falls and lands in a pile of mud and that gets a whole bunch of hits.
But
Yo, like let's be for real.
I see what's going on now.
Matt is pissed.
I'm not pissed.
The people who cheat to win it all.
Yeah, Matt.
It doesn't take much. That's all I'm trying to say.
No, I
if
know
we
what
can
you
do
mean,
this,
man.
if all I gotta do is this.
You see, Matt, I'm not going to disagree.
But no, I know you don't disagree with it. But what I'm saying is, there's a majority of that.
but that's not art though.
Sure, everybody knows that.
But
That's my point. I'm agreeing with you guys.
No, but here's the
all
thing.
I'm saying is,
Okay,
the
Matt,
majority.
I think I see what's going on.
Go ahead,
I see what's
Dwayne,
going on.
go ahead.
Here's the point.
That's the only point.
Here's the point.
It's going to start a new era.
It's going to
We
start.
come.
People are going to care about it, whether it's the cheap version or the expensive version. This is going to be a thing.
But the majority is gonna go for the cheap version.
Okay. Nah.
That's my point. They're gonna go the cheap route.
All right. Here's the thing.
But who really wins? Like I see a thing right there. Will the artist win or will the STEM players win?
Well, I mean, that remains.
The artists never win, yo. Exactly. So what's the point? I know that's a whole other
Talking
argument.
about Kanye and the STEM player, and if it will do well, and if it will start.
I think Kanye's will do well.
I think it's gonna do well.
Talking about here, we're not talking about.
I think it's going to do well.
I don't know. It could be the mini disc player. I don't know. Maybe. Maybe it'll because the mini disc player came out.
Oh, that era.
Yeah. It came out for about 2 years and then it was gone. But
It was dope.
I love the mini disc player.
the mini disc player was dope though.
Good sound and it was portable. What happened to that?
Yeah, that's right. I used to have several.
I had 2 of them.
Matter of fact, I got several recordings of mini disc players.
We have some of our gigs on mini disc, yeah.
Yeah.
That was a
But
dope
you
era.
never know. You never know. But everything's going to trend toward easier. That's just how it works. We come from a time to where you actually had to be really good in order to get on. It's not that time anymore. Like anybody since YouTube.
Agree. That's the point I've been trying to make. We care about the quality. There's gonna be a huge
There are
generation
trash
that
rappers
care
out there.
about the quality.
Guys who can't rap that are rapping right now.
I don't think it's a quality thing that we're saying. It's just
that's not what I was trying to say. He's just trying to simply.
Are there people who mumble their words who have Grammys?
Is going to start something new that people are going to catch on to, and of course it's going to be copycats.
Yes.
that's all part of it.
yeah.
Right. It's just gonna be another select remnant of people who are gonna care about the original versus we're gonna go to cheap.
I tell you what, Matt, this is what we're going to do. We're going to sit in the basement and we're going to listen to all old recordings of all the people that we like while everybody topside is just going to be playing with a STEM player and not really care. It's different. It's just a different era.
You're talking about the movie Vendetta. When everybody up top is thing, but he's downstairs with all this culture, and making
We're going to be cultured downstairs.
and everybody upstairs is
And that's fine. I'm that guy.
eating crap.
I'm not messing with them.
No, but
I'm
what I'm saying is that really the producers who do that again, that separates the men from the boys. This is the reason why these artists have Grammys. The ones who really like you can hear the difference. If you're
Inclined.
yeah.
What do you mean?
But
What do you mean? Like explain. Like why did it have
like
Grammys?
okay, you listen to somebody like Bruno, you hear the production behind it. That's quality production.
Because he left the door open.
Let the door wide open.
But we know. But here's the thing: we know to listen to that though. We listen for that quality, and we know when we hear it. If you have somebody, well, like you said earlier, if you have somebody that's not engaged in that sort of thing, they're just kind of listening to it, and that's it. They don't really care. But we know to listen to it. Not a lot of people do. And that's just the difference.
Right, because you care about the quality. Now that's the point I'm trying to make. There's a majority of people who just don't have that type of ear. All they care about is what is the latest trend on TikTok, and they don't care about the
But
audio.
that's what
They don't
makes
care
Ye's
about the-
invention even better, and it should enlighten us to do the same. The reason why I say that is because people can't care about quality unless you introduce them to what's quality. That's the nature of any business
Matt is
in
an
any
elitist.
field. You don't know Louis Vuitton is dope
Matt is
unless they
an
put it
elitist.
that smack in your face and make you feel
I
like
agree.
it's dope.
Which is okay.
So like what we're talking about right now is up to, and this is what I feel like he's doing. It's up to us. I'm not saying it's a quality thing all the way. What I'm saying is like if you care about that quality that much for people to accept it or receive it, then you got to put something out that could give people options to choose, like a nice ribeye steak versus a cheap steak from a Chinese store.
Sorry.
You know,
I guess that's the producer.
Yo, you know what? I've been looking for that for a minute. Actually.
Yeah, that's messed
All
up.
right, guys. So
That's what we doing now?
Let's talk about something else, because I think we understand that Matt doesn't want children playing with sacred music. Pat wants everybody playing with the sacred. Okay, we get the point. But my question is, right now in this time in the world, raising your children, raising and seeing what's out there. We have war. We have all this technology. What do we need to do different as parents than our parents had to do for us? It's something I've been thinking about as I look at my 8-year-old son. What do we have to do differently than they did? What do we have to watch out for that they didn't have to watch out for? As a father of girls, to you guys, it's even more important for you, I think. Just something I've been thinking about.
Yeah, I mean, it's weird because with girls, especially black girls, with this whole
TikTok. Yeah,
TikTok.
say it. Yeah.
well, TikTok, Kevin,
TikTok.
Kevin Samuel stuff, dealing with that, walking them through that content. It's a little bit different when you have girl, like you look at Kevin Samuels and Fresh and Fit and all that other stuff. You kind of look at it different when you have girls.
I love content.
And me not so much. I don't really dig it as much. I do see some truth in them, but if my daughter's of dating age now. She's going to be 20 next week.
Wow.
So
Jeez.
she's on a date actually right now. She better be home by 1.
Jeez.
But she's on a date right now. So a lot of times when I see what happens, with the Kevin Samuels or the people that follow him more so than Kevin Samuels himself, even though a lot of the stuff he says is problematic, the people that follow him are people that my 2 daughters could be dating at some point that I don't know about. And that angers and frightens me. So,
Why? Why?
Call out a piece of the content that you.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh yeah. Oh, did you see the fight? Did you see the fight with Tommy Sotomayor and that chick on Fresh and Fit?
I think I might have.
Yeah, that's and Fresh and Fit sounds like something you should get at Denny's. But anyway,
That is, I'm talking about Kevin Samuels.
Kevin Samuels. Okay, we brought
I
the
got issues. Yeah.
huh?
I got issues with some Fresh Fit stuff.
Yeah,
Kevin Samuels,
yeah. Kevin Samuels. Kevin Samuels is. I don't have that many issues with him. It's more so his followers. But I'm saying
that movement. Some of
that movement, because some of the guys are just kind of off the wall. Yeah. But I'm saying, I don't know how old your daughters are. Your daughters are teenagers.
5 and 9. Yep.
5. Okay,
They're young, man.
They're on the cusp. Mm-hmm. But I have one teenager. She's going to be 13 this year. 12. She's going to be 12 this year. And my daughter's going to be 20 next week. So she's out there dating. And a lot of the times she'll tell me about the people that come up to her, or if she's on an app trying to go out on dates, and she'll tell me some of the things that a lot of mostly the black men, when it comes to where he's like, well, can you do this? Or, if you're not doing this, then, can we go Dutch on the date? It's like a lot of like, can we pay, can you pay half for the date? Or what do you bring them to the table? Like all of the stuff that, that's the narrative right now.
And you see it translate in real life.
And then you start to feel for him because, my daughter, she's like 5'2", she's 5'6". She'll get mad at me for saying that. But, if a dude decides to fight her, she's gonna lose, and then I'm gonna have to kill somebody.
Yeah.
But there was a fight on the Fresh and Fit podcast, and I've never actually seen the content. I just saw that one clip.
Oh, I see.
Between Tommy Sotomayor, which is an OG, and he's he's pre Kevin Samuels, and he's probably a little worse. But he was fighting. He was going to fight a chick on the thing, and there were people.
Did she attack him? From what I understood, that's. I mean, according to what I heard, that she hit first and he went nuts.
Yeah, she hit him first, but he went nuts. But it's like, here's the thing: if a little kid hits me and I go nuts on that kid, be like, Dwayne, what the fuck you doing? That's that's a child. He's like, you're a grown ass man. You can hit that child and hurt them. As if I'm fighting. If you ever see me fighting a chick, how does that look to y'all? Like, that looks like, yo, man, what? Well, yeah, but the thing is, here's the thing. If I can hit a chick full strength, if I hit a chick full strength, I'm giving her a concussion. I can kill her.
He never hit her.
Huh?
He never hit her.
He didn't look like he was going to hit her?
He looked like
he was
going to,
and it wasn't, he wasn't going to hit her like for real. Yeah. It was like he was doing some overhand fly shit.
I'm saying,
but
what you're saying is what you think he would have did.
Yeah,
he didn't hit her.
But I'm saying it just looks weird to me, and I wouldn't, and I don't know what the issue is, because I don't know what provoked the whole thing.
Crazy, disrespectful, and acting like she can't be hit, and because that's like the mindset of a lot of chicks. Like, I can mouth off as much as I want, and you can't touch me. So then she got in his face, and then she attacked him, and then he lost it. This was after a long, crazy.
Yeah. It's just,
and that's the thing. That's the thing that I have an issue with.
Legit fight you. I just watched a video today.
Yeah.
Where, I know I'm not on mic, but y'all can talk about it. Like where this is a clip on Twitter, and this girl was like, "Yo, what your man is acting up, yo, fight them." Fight them. The dude was like, "Yo, what are you talking about? You actually fight your man? They ever hit you back?" She's like, "No, they can't touch me. I always fight them." She beats them up. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, no, but I mean, that's easy to.
Wrong.
I mean, it's easy to stop. Like, I don't have to fight a chick the way I would have to fight, like, I don't know, Space. Like if me and Space fight, it's going, like, I'm really going to have to fight this nigga. Like,
it's a fight, right?
But if there's a chick coming up to me, she's 112 pounds and 5'2", and she decides to act, it's laughable. It's like, what are you going to do to me? You can't do anything.
Yeah.
I see your point. The dude probably, between us, none of us here probably would have reacted the way he reacted.
Yeah.
Right.
He probably overreacted. He probably a soft dude or whatever.
Yeah, probably.
But the truth of the matter is, what's the real issue? The real issue is she should have never touched that dude.
Absolutely.
And she's wrong, and that's the message that should be sent out.
I think,
Yeah.
I think so.
That you understand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think piggybacking off that's one thing that even with my sisters I talk about, right? I'm like, yo, listen, we all have our places in this world, and it doesn't mean just because I say that I'm demeaning you in any factor. All I'm saying to you is, you catch a punch from a dude, you might not make it back. And so you have to govern yourself accordingly, right? Like, you can't go out there provoking a bear and then run around and play victim.
Right.
When the bear decides to attack you, like, you can't do that. Like, and granted, you have brothers that's going to come to your defense, but I'm going to come to your defense about 4 hours later. But you already got your ass whooped. I can't save you at that.
You ruined your life.
Right. You ruined everybody else's life, because now my life.
Your life is gone.
Because now my life. Now I'm done.
My life is gone.
Exactly. Everybody's life is messed up now. Because my life, like, what just happened? Now I'm blacked out, bro. You already know what's happening. Never mind my daughters.
Oh, come on.
Forget it. I'm done. So don't put our family or anybody that's in that position, right, for our entire lives to be altered because you want to go fight a dude.
I'm glad I asked that question, because I never thought about
you can't do stuff like that. Women you have to govern yourself accordingly. You can't think that you're gonna fight every dude, right? There's gonna be that one though.
I'm glad I asked that question, because I never thought of it in terms of. I watched the Kevin Samuels and the Fresh and Fits and the Abba and Preaches and whatever the manosphere is called now, whatever blue red pill, whatever. But what I've never heard is this perspective, the perspective of the father of the daughters, because in that world, women are seen as pariahs, and predatory, and nothing but succubus, and women have messed up our society because they're not going along with the norms. But the problem is, those women have fathers too.
Right.
and that part of the conversation
Now
has never been said.
They put
ever.
their fathers at risk.
Yeah.
That conversation.
If they have fathers, they put their fathers at risk now.
Yeah.
Now you go act like that. Now you force your father to jump in this
But
situation.
not only that,
you know
never
what I'm saying? Like,
you never hear of the father saying, "Listen, I raised my daughter to do this," or like he said, "My daughter, I need her to be home at a certain time."
The percentage of
You
fatherless homes are?
You don't hear about
Right.
none of that.
America, in the black community, I don't know the number exactly.
yeah,
but
it's a beast huge.
crazy.
The fathers ain't around.
Where are they?
Not in
Which
this,
is
Rare commodity.
Yeah,
No,
well,
we all are.
here's the thing. Here's the problem though, because a lot of the
I don't know how much I believe that.
here's
though.
the problem. Here's the problem,
It's a fact.
because a lot
if
of
you
the
have
narratives.
sisters, think about that.
Statistics.
Somebody coming and attacking your wife or anything like that, right? Dude, that's it. You black out, yo.
All the chips go in.
Yeah, party done.
yeah.
Right? You know
Well,
what
I mean,
I'm saying?
I think there's a problem too, because a lot of the narrative we know with the Abba preachers, but most of the Kevin Samuels, they'll go really hard on single moms, like really hard. It's like, you're a single mom, you know, your baby's ugly, you know, it's like, and things of that nature. But
Disagree, man. But again, I don't think he goes hard on someone. I think he goes hard on what he thinks is wrong. And like, there was a time where Kevin Samuels was only talking to men.
yeah, and he
No one
didn't.
had a problem.
Right, he didn't.
Just as hard.
No, but here's the thing. He didn't.
Now that he's in the women's ass.
Yeah,
and
he didn't get any hits then.
They don't want to hear the truth.
No, I'm saying he didn't get any hits then either. Like when
That's
when
what
he
I'm saying.
yeah, so that's what I'm saying. He was
because the women thing is way more controversial for a man to be.
No, because women aren't supposed to be talked to that way as far as the society is concerned. You can't tell a woman, "Hey, you're fat. That's why you don't get any men."
But you know what? I agree with that. I agree with that, because you know why? You can't tell a woman that, but the woman could turn around and tell you you're
Yes.
fat, and it's completely okay.
But here's the flip side, though, and this is
You know
the
what I'm
part.
saying?
This
That's-
is the
that double
no, but
standard
this is the
is-
part
is-
that's very, very hard for men to swallow. If a woman doesn't want you, she's probably right. Here's why. Because she knows, if she's a real woman, that at some point she has to be subservient to you. If she's a real woman. So that woman,
We're in a different age, bro.
I know, but I said,
We're in the age right now.
where are these women?
If you tell me where they are,
Where are they?
Now,
In
the,
2020.
wait,
Well,
let
you know,
me get further
except
to
for
it.
what?
But because our society's gone so far that women have never seen that other side, now women believe they can do anything by themselves, and they can. Is it the best way? No.
And also, we're not doing that. We're not putting them in a situation to where they could be not subservient, because just submissive, because we're expecting them. We're expecting them to do our job.
Let me tell you something
We're
right now.
expecting them to do our job.
Something right now, and I'm gonna put all that. Dude,
15 or 20.
even when you're talking to women, whether they're the closest women to you, and I'll leave it at that. At all, and you talk about subservient. Watch their watch their body language. Watch their body language.
Why do you think that is?
Watch them. You have to ask them.
No. I'm saying
You have to ask them
why
that
do you think
question.
that is?
But
Because
again,
there was a time. There was a time when they did that. There was a time when they did that.
I'm talking
But
about.
then you left them with not you, but you left them with kids.
No, but
And then you got mad at
Well,
them for being single
that-
moms.
that-
Well, let me finish my point.
Wait, I'm not going to argue that point. That
Let me
single
finish my
fathers-
point.
Single fathers did that. Yes, finish your point. But at the same time, too, you can't. If every single blame of absentee fathers are on the fact that they of the absentee father, then you're missing the whole pie. You're missing the pie. It can't be all about the dudes always doing something. That's why they're not in the home.
But you know what?
women, you have to govern yourself accordingly. You want a man in the home, you have to govern yourself accordingly. You cannot be bullshitting and shitting on the man all the time, and you want him to stay around.
Okay, but here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. There's only one person.
You can't do that. You're like, so my thing is, yes, Dwayne, I agree with you. There's a lot of fathers that are not in the homes, but it begs the question: why? Why are we not asking the question? It's just like every father is bad. That's not in their home.
Yeah.
According to society,
No,
yes.
but that's the issue though. Now,
According to our
we have to
society,
talk
yes.
about that. That's
So,
the issue.
but here's the deal. Here's the point that I was making. If a woman decides she doesn't want a man, it's because of how he presents himself or what she knows about him. Right?
Mm-hmm.
whether it be physically, whether it be emotionally, whether it be financially, and why she has the most to risk. Because in that relationship, she can have a baby or she can get stuck with a kid and that man could bounce, which happens. So in that situation, women have to be more discriminating than men. Right? Here's the flip side of that, though. The flip side of that is women have become so many men have been disrespected by that power that women hold that our society is so out of whack now that men are not even trying to play that role of father, husband, whatever. Women are not even trying to get with the man for it's about the sex, about the money, and run.
If I could speak for certain men that I know that's not in their homes, man, men are tired, bro. Especially black men in the black community, bro. It's like if you being crapped on all the time, and the weight and everything's always your fault. You want me to stick around for what? I'm gonna go marry into another culture, bro. That's what's happening. I'm gonna go marry into another culture who does not have the black experience. That I don't have to deal with that black girl nonsense.
Wait, but
and
that's
what.
Are you implying that only black women have bad attitudes?
No. What I'm saying is, I'm talking about our culture, especially. We've been designed. Black women. No, Ansy, this is a fact. We've been cultured. And it's bro. The black family. The plan, there's always been a divisive plan against the black family, bro.
Okay.
Way back. There's always been a divisive plan. All
right.
There's always been. So the plan has always been like, oh, shit on the dad, right?
Okay.
When you do that, if you attack the head,
all right,
you dismantle the family.
But hold up.
And so now, as black women, a lot of times, a lot of black women fell victim to that.
Hold up.
Right. So you poop on the dude. Now you're like, oh no, I need him to stay now.
There's a problem.
Right? How does that work?
There's a problem.
You have to.
No, there's an issue. You're saying that black women are the problem, as if you.
No,
don't
I'm not.
I'm sorry. Somebody else said
black women are the problem.
No, I'm saying what I'm saying is that you're saying, okay, if this woman is giving me issues, I'm going to marry out. Did you just say that?
Here's what I'm saying. I'm telling you, I know a lot of men
who've done that.
Okay. Personally. And
right.
The conversations were as such. The conversations were as such. I'm not dealing with this black girl bullshit.
Okay, but here's the problem.
That's the conversation.
No,
but now
it
begs the question.
Okay.
Dog, why are you talking like that? What do you mean by black girl bullshit? Oh, what do I mean by black girl bullshit? Here's the conversation, bro, that's being had. I mean this. X, Y, Z, blah, 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 blah. And here's the list.
All right. Everybody,
hold up.
That's why she's a beautiful black woman.
No. Let me address this. Hold on.
I'm trying to get you to just see the whole pot.
No, I'm seeing I hear
the whole pot, what's happening in conversation.
No, I know, I hear you.
And women, I'm giving you what they're actually saying.
What I'm saying is, you're saying I'm not dealing with the black girl bullshit, not knowing that black men have the bullshit too. But because who do you think? No, I'm saying as far as single mothers are going on right now, you know who's leading? You know who's leading that right now? It's not black women. You know who the single mothers are right now? Others, white women. Why? Because they married out, and those black men that thought they were leaving the problem behind when they were leaving black women, they brought the problem with them. We just spoke about Kanye.
You're right.
Kanye,
Tango.
Screwed up.
yeah, I'm saying with Kanye, we're about to witness.
I'm not talking about this.
But we're about to witness the biggest wealth transfer that we have ever seen. Why? Because this Kim Kardashian, who he fawned over for so long, is now in the middle of a divorce with 4 of his kids. That we talk about black business and we talk about black wealth. That shit's not going to be black anymore. That wealth's going to be white wealth. That's Kardashian wealth now.
Okay.
So what happens.
I'm not talking about the fact that 2 people and both parties have responsibilities in a relationship. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about the mishandling of that.
Okay.
Right? You're always going to have these things, right? What I'm saying to you is this, right? You mentioned a statement right now. I put it to the test. You mentioned subservient and submissive, right? That's not in our culture, brother. Not in this day of age. And you can sit with the women that are the closest to you, and when you mention submissive or subservient, watch their body language, watch their face, watch how they react. They're not 100% sold on that.
Yeah,
Right?
but there's a big reason why.
The reason for that.
Okay, so then what's the reason why?
Because you have a man that's abusing that authority.
Huh?
You have men that are abusive.
I'm not. Guys,
You know what I'm saying? Like,
okay. Let me say different.
There are abusive
I'm
men
not
out
talking
there.
about the obvious of men that are abusing.
I don't think they equal. I don't think they're what they're supposed to.
There are people out there that are doing that are abusing their part. I get that. What I'm saying to you guys is this: if we as a culture don't start to look at the whole pie, then we're not getting anywhere, right? Because you can't tell me, oh, well, there's black men that's doing that. Oh, so every black man that's out there, that's their circumstance?
Okay, so let me ask you a question.
Every single one
Let
of
me
them?
ask you a question. All right.
No, bro.
no.
let me ask you a question.
Some circumstances that I know personally is like, yo, dude, I'm just fed up.
Let me ask you a question.
I'm not doing this anymore. Like, I'm fed up with my wife disrespecting me on multiple levels. I'm fed up with my wife not. I've heard these things, bro.
Let me ask you a
Married
question.
man hasn't said that though.
No, but let me ask you a question.
Every single married man says that at some point.
Is
No,
one-
I'm talking about the ones that actually leave.
are one of the issues?
Are they just weaker than the ones that stay?
I'm actually talking about the ones that leave.
I know. I'm asking. Are those guys just weaker than the ones that stay?
Are they weaker? In terms of what?
I'm having a problem with my wife, so I leave.
You know the circumstances.
No, you know.
Let me ask you a question.
No, we got to. We're talking it out.
Yeah, we got to talk.
We're talking it out.
Are one of the issues?
Like it's not.
Are one of the issues? Because this is what I hear. Are one of the issues that black women are quote unquote masculine? Yes.
What do you mean?
This is one of the issues I've heard.
Oh, they're masculine.
They're saying
Yes,
it's a masculine.
Okay, yeah.
Why do you think that is?
Why?
You walked right into that one. Yeah.
Okay, here's the issue. Black women, Malcolm X has said, black women are the most unprotected. If they're the most unprotected, we know that femininity usually thrives in a place of protection. I'm allowing the women in my life to be feminine because I am taking my masculine role and protecting them.
Well, let me say
if
this.
there's no protection
let me
there,
say this to you. Your masculine role is a direct derivative of your counterpart, right? Because you can't protect what's not yours.
wait, hold on.
If you don't feel that something is yours, you won't protect it.
I think the point Dwayne is trying to make is that the black men have not been doing that enough.
Right.
Right. So the previous,
Everybody's gonna disagree with
right. So the previous generation.
you. There's other factors.
No, hold on, but let me finish this factor. We can get to other ones. So here's the thing. If there's no
Natalie said, "Can I call
if the
it?"
men-
Natalie's fed up.
yeah. If the men aren't being masculine, then that means those women are going to be forced to take on masculine roles or masculine parts.
I'm not going to disagree with you.
Okay, so I'm saying if that is the issue, you're getting mad at them for being a product of what's going on.
I'm not
You're just
mad.
saying this is
I'm
the-
not mad.
I'm gonna tell you.
I'm not mad. I'm not mad at the woman.
Well, not you being mad, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, I know. I got you. Because of circumstances, they have to step up and do things because of their circumstances.
Yeah.
Not mad at that.
Okay.
At all. All I'm saying is you have to look at the pie, man. Look at the whys, yo.
Yes.
Look at why.
to be fair to
You have to be fair. You can't just say, "Oh, this is what they're going through," and woe is them. And you can't lean the argument all the way there, because yes, they're victims. We get that, but we're victims too.
Yeah, it's on both sides.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like, so you have to look at the whole pie and be like, okay, what is it? Not every man's circumstances is what we're talking about.
Get it, Natalie. Let her call it.
I think we got to.
Hop off, guys.
Yeah, Trish, we're about to help out in a second.
Wrap it there, man.
You guys are more than
yeah.
welcome to join the podcast.
I'll say this.
yeah, y'all gotta
I'll say
join the
this.
podcast.
Like,
Do a thing on this next week.
Yeah,
like my whole thing is like, I look at, okay, look at where you guys are in your marriage. Did you need, if you had to do this all over again, would you seriously take Kevin Samuel's advice?
Nah.
No. Okay.
no. Let me say
take
this.
his advice?
Let
I
me say
take
this.
some of his advice.
Let me say this.
I believe
I'll
there's some
take
common
of-
denominators.
I'll take some.
If I
of
had to
his
do this
advice.
over again,
Absolutely.
I wouldn't take his advice. I'm
If you're gonna
sorry.
make a statement like
You gotta go in. What are the advices you say?
I will say that I will agree that there's certain conversation that needs to be had
Before.
But however, the overall
so
here's
say-
the thing.
say the
no, I
advice.
will say this.
Say the
I
advice.
will say this. Because like I hear what Dwayne is talking about with his daughters. Like if you're into dating and into companionship, whatever, then I see where his stuff makes sense. If we're talking about marriage, if that's not what some of the stuff, there are common denominators, but it's not foundational to a marriage.
So then, what are the one? Like, give me one.
I will say
one advice that you wouldn't take from him.
It's the overall. It's the overall like fortitude. It's the overall thing in the conversation. The whole thing about.
Let me help you out, Matt. It's not his message; it's his delivery. He's right.
Here's the thing. Like, no, here's the thing. I agree that there are some common denominators.
I found anything wrong, and that's in trying to be.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I'm not gonna base a relationship in terms of marriage. If I'm basing a relationship based on dating and companionship, yes.
He talks about marriage. His whole thing is about getting black families back together.
Right.
And a lot of people don't even get that message because they get caught up on sound bites. You probably, I don't know if you really watch his content. You've probably watched.
I've watched enough to know that.
You have to watch it in entirety. Its entirety. Yeah, you got to watch
All
it.
right, guys. So our next week podcast, we'll be talking about Kevin Samuels with.
No, but you know what? I agree with that though. Like,
Natalie
if we're gonna come to it,
Even
watch the entire
your boy
content.
Bryce agreed. He said nope, and I'm single. Exactly.
All right, yo, we got to wrap up. It's midnight. Man, it's been real. Yeah, right
You were
away.
way over here.
No, we're
Nah,
supposed to end at midnight.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
2 hours.
Shout out to the producer of the show, Fake Who in the building.
Yeah.
Getting it done for us, man. So, are we doing this next week, man? We can't wait to another.
I'm down.
Let
We
me
doing
look
that or
at my
not?
calendar. We'll let you
All
guys
right,
know.
We'll talk afterwards, y'all. It's been wonderful, man. Peace. We out.
God bless y'all. Be blessed.
No, he's not right. Okay, we know where Natalie stands.